Hey friends, Sean from Draft Therapy here, and on today's review for you, do you even Netflix, bro? This one, Sparks Joy, is an 8.2% double IPA collaboration between Foundation Brewing in Portland, Maine, and Old Nation Brewing Company in Williamston, Michigan. If you're a fan of Old Nation, you may have heard of their collaboration Triple New England Style IPA last year, called Me My, which is written just like it sounds. That collab was with Foundation Brewing, which is the brewery they're collaborating with this beer today, too. Now, I unfortunately didn't get a chance to try Me My, but from everything I heard, it was pretty great. Well, all you fine folks out there, I'm here today with their newest collaboration, and I'm hoping it can live up to its name. I mean, I was glad I was actually able to find it in the store, so in that respect, it's already sparking joy. But collabs can sometimes be disappointing because the vision of the two different breweries or multiple breweries can get clouded. You know, it's that whole too many chefs thing. So let's take a look at the label here. We'll get it into a glass, and I'll let you know the ins and the outs. Fun fact, Marie Kondo is only 4'8", and she stopped wearing pants because they didn't bring her joy. And let's be honest, you can't see below the belt here. I might not be wearing pants either. That would spark my joy. So we'll take a look at the label here. Foundation has the same kind of theme or motif on most of their cans. They have a vertical slice through it, and on one side is just a solid color. On the other side is the description of the beer. And this one has the Foundation Brewing Company logo. It's called This One Sparks Joy, as you should already know, and it's a New England Double IPA. And then here on the side, it says Grist, Pilsner, Vienna, and Oats. Hops are Sabro, Mosaic, and Centennial. It says this beer is a living product. Some sediment may occur naturally occur, and it's a double India Pale Ale with their website, Foundation Brew. It has this, I'm going to say it's like a lotus flower or a cherry blossom. I don't know the difference because I just don't know that much about it. And then it says, we had so much fun brewing this with our friends at Old Nation last year that we decided to do it again. Cheers to all the hardworking folks in Michigan. And then it says on the other side, right above the government warning, Maine farms provided part of the grist used in this beer. Brewed and canned in Portland, Maine by Foundation Brewing Company. All right, with all that being said, I'm going to grab my IPA glass here, and we're going to go ahead and crack this and pour it. The date on this can is March 25th. Today is April 6th that I'm recording this, and it says, no, this one. And it actually says 8.23% ABV, but that's 0.03%, so I'm just going to go with what I said at the beginning with 8.2. So let's go ahead and crack this. It's got a typical traditional IPA kind of scent. It's got a lot of citrus, a lot of orangey kind of scents to it. Get my phone out of here. Yeah, it just smells really citrusy, has a really nice kind of bright scent to it. Let's go ahead and get this into the glass. It's coming golden out of the can, yellowish golden, and collecting in the glass. It's a little bit darker orange, more like a juicy kind of color consistency. And let's make sure we get the label positioned there correctly. As you can see from the top, it's got a good head on it. It's got a lot of smaller bubbles with some larger smaller compact bubbles with some larger kind of bursting bubbles at the side. The cross section is a lot of large bubbles. It's about 2 fingers worth of head. Let's hold it up to the light here. And it's kind of what I would expect to see from a New England style pale or a New England style IPA. It's got a yellowish color to it. It's a little bit darker here on the top. It's very cloudy, very hazy. Really next to no light or no shadow coming through that if I hold my hand up to it. On the bottom, it's a little bit lighter. Good amount of carbonation coming up from the top. It's not overly carbonated looking. Not a lot of bubbles clinging to the glass, which is a testament to my glass cleaning abilities. Let's go ahead and get a better nose on it here. We'll pick up the scents. I'm getting a little bit more of like a mango, a little bit more of a bursting citrus quality to it, fruity citrus. It also has a little bit more of a dank scent to it as I get it out of the can and into the glass, have a little bit larger of an area for the aroma to come up through, the smell, the scent. But yeah, it's got a little bit of a dankness to it, but it's got a lot of kind of grapefruit, mango, citrus kind of scents to it. So I'm ready to dive right in. Cheers. Very mandarin orangey taste. A lot of sweetness on the upfront. I'm getting a little bit of a kind of a malty, bready kind of quality on the tail end, biscuity kind of taste. But up front, it's a lot of orange. It's a lot of specifically mandarin orange, getting a little bit of a mango, a little bit of maybe like a pineapple in there as well. The bitterness is more on the swallow. It comes with that, it's kind of mixed in really well with that juiciness, with that sweetness, that fruitiness, that citrus. It's in there as well, but the bitterness kind of pulls through in the swallow. Like in the upfront taste, you don't get it, but then as you swallow, and the aftertaste has a little bit of a bitterness to it, along with that kind of that little the malty, the malts kind of shine through a little bit more. That's where you get a little bit more of that breadiness, a little bit more of that cracker. It's got a little tiny tinge of a dry finish to it as well. I'll be honest, it reminds me a lot of Boss Tweed. It doesn't have a lot, so much of the juiciness. Boss Tweed's a little bit juicier in my recollection, or in my opinion, it's a little bit juicier than this. It has a little bit more of a boozy bite to it. This one's at 8.2%. It's a Double New England Style IPA, as I mentioned before, but 8.2, the alcohol isn't shining through in this, where I think when you have a Boss Tweed, you get that kind of boozy quality to it on the tail end, which kind of separates it a little bit from some of the other Double New England Style IPAs. This one doesn't have that. But it's very smooth. It's got a good mouthfeel. It's medium. It's not syrupy. It's not too heavy, but it's also not super light. It's not like a super airy mouthfeel. It's just right solid in the middle. It's what you would expect and what you would look for in a New England style, a Double New England Style IPA. Again, I don't finish a lot of these on camera, but I'm a huge fan of Boss Tweed, and that would just kind of by default make me a big fan of this. If you like Boss Tweed, if you like those big, juicy, Double New England Style IPAs, this one's going to be right in your wheelhouse. It's going to hit all those same notes. There's a tiny bit of nitpicky differences on the finish. Like I said, it's a little bit drier than I would see from a Boss Tweed, but it's definitely in the same ballpark, if not in the same wheelhouse. If you're a Boss Tweed fan, and you want to try something maybe like a slight variation on that, I think this Sparks Joy would be a perfect one for you to seek out and try if you're still able to see it on the shelves. I know it got limited distribution in Michigan, more distribution in Maine, where Foundation's from, but I think that if you might get lucky and find it at a few places, few bottle shops near you. One thing also to point out is you're not going to be able to buy this in the tap room at Old Nation or try it on tap, because legally, they're not allowed to sell it out of their tap room because it's not their beer. They're not allowed to sell other people's beer out of their tap room. All right, friends, with all that being said, this has been this one, Sparks Joy from Foundation and Old Nation. I didn't realize till now that rhymes. Have you been able to track this one down? What are some other Foundation beers I should check out? How's your decluttering work been going? Let me know in the comments down below. While you're down there, if you like Michigan beer, you might want to subscribe and click that bell, because I'm here talking about Michigan beer twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, free for viewers just like you, and you might miss your favorite beer if you're not subscribed. So until next time, I'm Sean from Draft Therapy. Thanks for stopping by, and remember, drink craft beer, support your local breweries wherever they are, and most importantly, don't forget to treat yourself to a little draft therapy. Thanks for watching. Cheers.